Hi, welcome to the next episode of M&A Talks, Mergers and Acquisition Talks. My name is Annette Lawler, founder Lion People Global. And today we're here with our resident M&A expert, Olga Blasco, as always. Hi, Olga.
Hi, Annette. Very good.
And we're also joined today by Veronique Ozkaya, Chief Commercial Officer for LanguageWire. Hi, Veronique. How are you?
Hi, Annette. Very good, thank you. Hello, Olga.
Hey.
Good. Veronique, you're quite uniquely placed for this discussion in that you joined Explanation and then went on to acquire companies like Matrix while you were CEO of Explanation, and then went on to be acquired by LanguageWire, and now you have a senior position with those guys. Would you like to share some of those experiences that you've had along the way?
Yes, I mean, it's different when you buy or when you get bought. When I was at Explanation, of course, we had a strategy of growth, and it also meant that we wanted to focus on specific sectors and specific geographies, and that drove our acquisition, let's say, experience. What we did, which I think was great, was a warming lab. So first we acquired a couple of small companies in the manufacturing sector, acquired an office also in London. That gave us really kind of a blueprint for what to do and not to do, and trying to learn from our mistakes. Then we were ready for a bigger leap with Matrix, the company we acquired in Munich back in 2016. Then our investors who had been with us for a long time and they were well into retirement, they had that plan to make good on their investment and to sell Explanation. So we had again a process where we evaluated different candidates and came to a good marriage with LanguageWire. Yeah.
Fantastic. Olga, do you have some additional questions?
Yeah, I mean, I have tons of questions, but I'll try to be brief. Veronique, you and I know each other since the times of Lionbridge. Actually, like you were in Lionbridge and I was in Bound, and Lionbridge acquired Bound. And at that time, if you remember, it was like the biggest acquisition ever in the industry, and a lot has happened since then. And of course, you have been in different companies since, and you have acquired all this experience yourself. So, what would be your advice for companies in terms of devising an acquisition strategy? The things to take into account.
I think the first thing is the why. Why are you making an acquisition? You need to be really clear about your strategy overall and why M&A will be a good fit in your overall strategy versus organic growth. Mm-hmm. So if you're only in it because you're going to add revenue and that's your driver, I think that's a wrong driver. That's my personal opinion, because you're just after the end result and you're not looking at how this is going to fit in your organization. If you're after an M&A because it's going to strengthen a sector that you work in, it's going to add a service you don't have, or a skill set that you don't have, or a specific geography even, I think that there's more of a rationale about it, where it makes more sense and the chances of success are also higher.
I totally agree. Mm-hmm. I totally agree, and I think that that statement of the why is extremely important. What do you see now in the industry? Because again, I mean, there are several things at play. I mean, there is a lot of consolidation, but as you know, when you take the top 100 companies in the industry, they only amount to like 15% of the total business volume. So what do you see in terms of M&A at play right now?
We know it's a fragmented industry. It's been like this from the beginning. However, the big players, I mean, they're getting to a size that's quite significant. What I see is that definitely, like everybody else, in this acceleration of M&A. Mm-hmm. And when you are a smaller company, you are faced with, growth. How do I grow my company? And I do believe there's a lot of companies that say, well, you know what? There's only so much I can do by myself, and they look for the M&A path because it's going to give a future to their staff. It's going to add to what they are. So I don't think that it's going to stop. There's a lot of discussion. I mean, our investors also had this discussion. They had a very interesting deal with LanguageWire. I said, shall we wait? There's always that kind of thing. Will it end? Mm-hmm. I don't think so. I think that's going to continue because the industry is so fragmented. And from all the talks we've had also at the conference here at Gala, you can see, it's all about translating more content, interpreting more, and I think that yes, it's going to continue at an unabated pace.
Yeah, and we're going to be busy hopefully with a lot of that.
Good for your business, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
So it's great talking to you as always, Veronique.
Yeah, it's definitely a fascinating discussion, and I think you're right. I think absolutely it's going to continue, and among the players that classic localization companies, but also from outside the industry, you know, be it studios or digital marketing companies and all of those areas. So I think it's an attractive place for us in this industry. Thank you so much for joining us today and having this
pleasure.
discussion. And you've of course got the keynote tomorrow, so that's very exciting.
Getting ready for that.
You've been watching M&A Talks, Mergers and Acquisition Talks. Please like, share and tweet and join in the conversation that's changing the shape of our industry. I'm Annette Lawler. Thanks for watching.